Hey, what's going on, guys? So I wanted to talk to you today about Thrawn and how I am pretty sure his future is relatively safe for the time being. This includes Rebels Season 4 and the foreseeable future. We're going to talk about a couple of the reasons why I think he is safe, as well as some reasons why some people might think he is in jeopardy, and hopefully I can rebuff that. So I do want to start off by talking about a lot of people who expect him to die in Rebels Season 4, because at the end of Season 3, the Bendu said that he saw Thrawn's defeat, and he kind of gave Thrawn a prophecy. Now, the reason that a lot of people think he's going to die is because people, I think, people tend to confuse the term defeat with death. And I think in this case, defeat doesn't necessarily mean death. What I think defeat in this case means is just literally a battle that he is not victorious in. It'll probably be the result of some type of treachery to mirror the original Heir to the Empire trilogy, which, as you know, if you're not already all the Heir to the Empire trilogy stuff is not canon anymore. So we're talking about the new canon. We're not talking about the old books, the old EU, because yes, I'm aware that he doesn't survive that. That's not what we're talking about, though. This is a new canon. It's a clean slate. I think Thrawn is safe. So what I do predict is that the Bendu's prophecy will actually come in the form of a military defeat, where perhaps Thrawn loses some status, or perhaps even his rank or his position in the Empire, but not necessarily his life. And as a matter of fact, this defeat could lead to a number of different things, and perhaps setting the stage for an all-new future of Thrawn. Maybe he goes back to the Chiss ascendancy, and maybe that sets the stage for a whole lot of new stuff that could be coming. So I don't think a defeat for Thrawn means that he's going to die. I think that just means, maybe some type of paradigm shift with where Thrawn is right now in his career, in his plan, and in his entire scheme of things, which is a little spoilery, so I don't want to get too much into all of the books, but I do have other videos where I talk about those, so check those out as well. I have a lot of Thrawn videos that will go into spoilers in some cases, but I don't want to get too much into the spawn of them. So I want to talk about Season 4. I think he's definitely going to survive Season 4, although Season 4 may show a defeat of his. It may even be treacherous, but I do think we will see somebody of status perhaps die in the end of Rebels Season 4. I think in this case it'll actually be Orinda Pryce, Governor Pryce, who has accompanied Thrawn throughout the Thrawn book, as well as much of Star Wars Rebels. I think we'll see her perhaps fall, but not necessarily Thrawn. Although it may be at the same time. It may be at the same time as Thrawn's defeat, and maybe when Thrawn is defeated, he ends up also having Governor Pryce perish as well, and that could be part of the extra cost of him actually losing. So that's something. But also, we want to talk about, or I want to talk to you a little bit more about another reason why I'm pretty sure he's safe, and that's after Rebels is over, in June of 2018, we have a new book called Thrawn Alliances coming out. So there's definitely more to do with Thrawn. What's not confirmed at this time is exactly what time frame this book is going to take place. So there's been a lot of speculation right now where it could take place between Season 3 and Season 4, which is possible, or it could take place after Rebels Season 4, or even during the back story of Season 4. As you know, right now, Thrawn hasn't been like super prominent in Season 4. I mean, he's certainly been present, but he hasn't been the focal point of every individual episode. So there's definitely a lot of room for him to have had some other mission or some kind of adventures in the background separate to what's been going on with Season 4 so far. Also, speaking about this book, a big deal so far. We know it's going to reference, Anakin Skywalker a little bit. Whether or not it remains to be seen whether or not it's going to be all about this Anakin Skywalker relationship, or whether it's going to take place in the present with flashbacks to Anakin Skywalker. Based on the cover art that was just recently revealed, it looks like it's going to take place in the present, so in my opinion, post Season 4, and then reference back. So I think Thrawn, it hasn't been 100% confirmed, but it's like 99.9% sure that Thrawn knows who Darth Vader used to be. So while Thrawn is interacting with Vader, he's going to be like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're that same guy, Anakin Skywalker, I did this mission with years and years ago. And then it's going to describe in some detail that mission where he first met Anakin Skywalker. But at the same time, I don't think it's going to be exclusively in the past. And that is exciting for me because I don't mind a little bit of backstory, but I also like a story that involves the future where there are potential stakes, where things that are going things that are going to matter. And so things that happen to Thrawn really matter, in my opinion, because we don't know what his outcome is going to be in the new canon. So I also think that this book is going to take place after Rebels Season 4 because it comes out in June after Rebels is over, and they time these things for a deliberate reason. They specifically time books to come out at a very deliberate time. It wouldn't make sense for Thrawn to perish and then also, then a new book comes out about somebody who just died. So that doesn't make sense. Also, there's the whole concept of them revealing Project Stardust. We saw this in the first trailer for Rebels Season 4, which, by the way, still hasn't happened yet. So apparently this is going to be in the second half. And it's going to explain... I have a feeling this book is going to explain why Thrawn is not present in the original trilogy, and I don't think it's going to be that he dies. I think it's that he potentially has some other mission, some other calling. Maybe he goes back to the Chiss Ascendancy, maybe he abandons the Empire, or maybe he gets sent on some other mission, maybe he gets banished by the Emperor due to some kind of failure. That is entirely possible, but it wouldn't make sense for them to kill somebody and then release another book. So I think it's going to take him in a different direction, and that's definitely evidenced by Tarkin openly talking to Thrawn about Project Stardust, which is supposed to be ultra top secret. And we also know that Thrawn would not be okay with the concept of the Death Star, a weapon that can destroy his home planet, which he is all about saving and serving and protecting. So I don't, definitely, if you know Thrawn, he's not cool with the Emperor having the power to blow up his own planet. Also, there's more books planned for Thrawn too. So you don't write a whole trilogy about somebody that just died, right? Like last month, right? So Timothy Zahn had said that he had a trilogy planned after Thrawn. So it's anywhere between 3 to 5 more books, depending on who you talk to. So there's a lot more books of Thrawn coming. And there's just so much more for Thrawn's future. I think that it would be criminal for them to kill him right now because they got so much more that they can talk about, so much more that he can do. I don't think the guy's going to necessarily live forever, but I think he's going to live long enough to take them into a new direction, perhaps even this new trilogy that Rian Johnson is working on. I think that this new trilogy is going to be the future, and I think, I have said in my, top 5 things that this trilogy is going to need. One of those things was a connection to the familiar universe. Now, I think Thrawn is the perfect launch point to connect, to bridge the gap, to connect all of us to what's going on in this new trilogy. If it's in a different corner of the universe, there's a very good chance it could involve the Chiss Ascendancy, and if it's going to do that, it would almost seem natural that it involves Thrawn. Costuming and makeup would be difficult because everybody would be blue, right? But it doesn't have to be exclusively the Chiss. It could be a couple of Chiss and then a couple of humans because, there's perfect reason for there to be humans or humanoids involved in something like this as well. But if, keeping Thrawn alive allows him to kind of introduce the audience to this entire new trilogy that's going to potentially be a wide open universe for them to bring all kinds of things from the EU back into, where it doesn't have to necessarily involve the Skywalker saga, but can totally involve a whole lot of other things that are familiar. So I want to know what you guys think. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think Thrawn is definitely going to die at the end of Season 4? And if so, how could you even justify that? Like, you're taking like one of the biggest, most popular characters, and it has the most potential out of anybody. I think Thrawn has more potential right now for the future of Disney and for the future of Star Wars, rather, than Ezra, than Sabine, than Kanan, than Zeb, than Hera. I think Thrawn has more potential than even our new characters like Finn, Poe, and Rey. I think he's got way more, and definitely more potential than the Porgs. But I want to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and let me know something in the comments below. What do you think I got something wrong? Do you agree with me? And if not, let me know why. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you please subscribe and click the little bell for alerts, because I'm always announcing giveaways and then winners of that, and you don't want to necessarily miss when you are announced. As a matter of fact, I still have one person that hasn't claimed their reward yet from the last giveaway, so they probably didn't click the little bell for alerts. So the clock is ticking on that sort of thing. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.